Who's ready for some boom, baby, boom? Rise and shine. It's that morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Marky Saint. This is Saint's Addiction. Join Weed Club. And we found weed in the Philippines. That's right. They said it couldn't be done. That's the ocean. And we're doing some construction. And yeah, it's Saint's Addiction in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, bro? Yes, blessed I and I. I got a fresh haircut to show for it too. And yesterday was a dream come true. Well, we got cats on shirts, shirts for cats coming out. And just having a blessing this morning, talking about it couldn't be done, but perfect timing. Oh, there's two of them. They like to chill out here. They'll get them going. One's limping. And we found weed in the Philippines. Join Weed Club, baby. On Instagram, join Weed Club. So, Weed Clubs worldwide. Let's go. Took 2 weeks, you know, and the price is still high, you know. By the time 1,000, what is it? 1,000, what do they call it? It's 1,000 pesos. You know, it's about what, 15 US dollars, and you're paying 2,000 pesos for a gram. You know, you're almost paying $30 a gram, which is a pretty expensive gram when you look at it. But we made Weed Club worldwide. That's right. Weed Club's now worldwide. Bing, boom, baby, boom. Did the damn thing. You know, I'm grateful for the thing because it was a purely magical day. There's when you're like, hey, I want to go to this place to go eat breakfast, and still sick a little bit. And the place is smacking. Sandwich this fucking big. Mango jam between real cheese, not that fake sweet cheese they were giving us. And real bacon like ham. Smacking. It was Michelin rated. It had Forbes magazine. It had Lonely Planet. Shout out to the Sunnyside Cafe. They really expanded our mind. But before we pass by the guys, we got necklaces, you know what I'm saying? Showing off the necklaces. And I'm just so grateful to the homies who hooked us up with some necklaces. We go up, and this guy's like, I want you guys to be a part of our music video. And I was like, all right, let's do some music video things. Lori called her shot. She said, I had a dream that I had everything I wanted, right? You know what I mean? We all have those dreams, or hopefully we do, you know? And she was right. We were in a music video. Her instincts were correct. And there we were with all our love in the ocean, high as the kite. Smoking on a pen. Someone had a concentrate pen. They didn't have any for sale, but that's where it begins. And we were just enjoying, you know what I mean? Just enjoying, puffing tough. Haven't smoked in 2 weeks. Sent us out into the sky. Went for a swim, and there I was with all my dreams realized. You know, the fresh cut, getting called a Viking, sleeping with a supermodel, making love every day, finding my way in life that this is my normal, you know, to go swim in the ocean with my girlfriend and not film it but enjoy it. She's wearing the logo on her top and bottom, got the Saints Addiction on the nips, got the Mostly Saints on the butt, got the whole crew coming out, live drums, reminding me of my drum circle people, you know, doing main character syndrome. The guy's like, this is gonna be my music video. And he did what happens in Boracay stays in Boracay, which is literally the catchphrase for Las Vegas, which I thought was too ironic. You know, I'm like, that's Vegas, baby. So we were doing the damn thing. We went all the way out into the ocean on a catamaran with new friends after playing Frisbee, just going right into the ocean. And you could see the sunset and the full moon rise. Today will be the official full moons, and they already messaged me. We're gonna go to the mountain and do the damn thing. But it's a blessing, bro, to be alive. It's a blessing to not have stressings. It's a blessing to make new friends and people that give us bracelets and invite us into their homes, and we got to see the way that they live, and enough appreciation for the rest of us, because you know you think you have it bad, bro, and then you see people that make a fire to cook their dinner, and They cooked for us. They invited into their house, their homes. They gave us bracelets. They invited us into their tribe. As a matter of fact, they invited us to go up to the mountain for the full moon ceremony so we can even be closer to meditation, closer to centeredness, closer to blessings. You know, a couple times bad attitudes have taken place on this island, you know, and you know, I can't help with the moody cancers, man. They just want to get all up in their emotions. That's just not me. But for me, you know, as a determined Taurus, it was everything I ever wanted to make some money overseas. I made like $600 before I went to sleep. Got to wake up, got to eat a $36 breakfast. She got the she got the pulled pork eggs Benedict, right? And with a little side salad, smacking. I slid that on top of the 2 eggs on yellow rice with chorizo. Chorizo was nice and crunchy. She never had it before. So we had 3 dishes, $36 on a paradise island in Boracay in the Philippines, only to roll back to the homies, smoke the pen, get lifted and spliffed, and just enjoy the whole night with just food. Bought some tuna from the local market. We went through some maize. It's like things you can't even buy. This isn't on a Lonely Planet. This isn't a tour. This is a VIP pass to live with the locals, get with the locals, get treated like a local. And even when the other people showed up, they were smokers too. And we ain't found no smoke. We've been on this journey for about 2 weeks. We got like less than 2 weeks left. And boom, the Philippines opened up and said, hey, there are some places on these islands that have no rules, right? That it's almost like the Apache, the Native Americans in America, where they have sections that they're wild people out there, right? Maybe they don't have electricity, but they have their own rules, and that means legal weed as well. And they're trying to fight for legalization and get their own plants and grow their own plants, you know, and have their own stance for this situation, because everyone has their own particular addictions, right? You know, last night we were arguing, it was like the nicotine fits, you know, and the coffee fits, or the coffee arguments, or anybody else that has tough time getting up in the morning without a cup of joe, a little bit of caffeine to go, or a little bit of nicotine to make it realistic, or even cannabis for that matter, you know, just one of those things where, you know, we all have yearnings and wantings, and I called them automatic habits yesterday, but it's true. We all have something inside of us that we want more than our teeth. You know, I'd rather keep my teeth and keep them clean, and maybe go into Bangkok and get some whitening done, or at least a regular checkup for like $15, right? And only to be on this small island and find our tribe. You know, they kept saying welcome home. Well, that's what we say in Burning Man culture, is welcome home. A lot of lost souls out there that were kicked from their home, black sheep like me. Black sheep like me, you know what I mean? Never had a real place to be. And then you can see in our eyes that we're not tourists, that we're travelers, you know, that we've seen things, that we live this blessed life, that I already have my Kochong on top of my Boracay, you know, or to have my bracelets from my friends and my matching ones with my girlfriend, you know what I mean? It just started to happen. Island boy, you know what I mean? And just getting it going, and I'm just grateful. You know, it's one of those things that it's hard to keep it going when you're not in the right mood, or maybe you don't have the drugs that you need, or maybe you're in a different pattern. But these guys invited us in, and they could have not. You know what I mean? They could have kept the circle closed. But just like Burning Man, you know, it's radical acceptance and letting people be who they want to be, and see in their eyes that that's the vibe. And even if the guy made us in his music video, and we paid our own way, you know, and I found another girl, I said, bro, you need 2 girls, 2 hotties. I started soliciting reliable models immediately. Almost got the Russian girl, but we got Miss Philippines. Mia showed up, put $500, 500 pesos on it. Yeah, just come with us, you know. It's a young, beautiful girl. I just sat there randomly. She said she was gonna think about it. She thought about it, got on the boat. We went out to the sunset, saw the full moon at the same time. We were on the crust of the earth, bruh. you know, for the moon and the sun to be connected. He said all of March during the summer, this is the summer for the Philippines, that you can see the sun and the moon at the same time. What a blessing. That meant timing. That meant we were in the place to be. And that's the unity that I wanted. That's why I wanted and created Join Weed Club, is because, you know, a friend with weed is a friend indeed, but you need to know what the rules are. You know, people weren't saying the W word. They weren't even saying weed. We come all the way from Thailand and they're afraid to even say anything. You know what I mean? And then they got cops watching right around the corner, or maybe a rat. Maybe there's this old man staring. It's not as easy as that. You know, life isn't so easy sometimes. It's not going to always have a coffee break or a nicotine fit or time for you to get whatever you need to get out of it. You need to keep going. And that's what we found, that if we kept going, if we had gone left, then we wouldn't have, if you first go right, then you go wrong, right? So first we went to the long path, which we thought was wrong, that we passed where we were trying to go, but it was leading us to meet new friends. And then we smashed the most best breakfast in the world, only to come back and get smoked out by them, and then go swimming, and then go on a boat trip, and then be in a music video, and then go get invited to their house, and then make a meal, and then go local shopping, you know what I mean? Like literally out of the pan, plastic bags, you know, there's your tuna, bam, bam. 2 big fillets of tuna, I think it was 300 pesos, and we're talking, what is it, if it's $1.50, $3.50, maybe $4.50, $5 in solid tuna, thick tuna, you know, the ones that I want to eat, almost like sashimi quality tuna for us to eat. Bok choy was only 20 baht, which is, or 20 pesos, which is nominal. It's not even countable. I don't even think it's a cent, but man, it was decent. It was beyond decent. They grabbed the peanuts, we had the peanut rice, and it's just total 420 and eat. Total enjoyment, total chill, total smoke. They had their little one hitters. They make their little own little one hitters. That's what people like to do. They like to hit it like it's like a well, you remember the old almost like a chillum, a one hitter. We used to have them. I call them a dugout. When you used to put the weed in the one pipe, and I used to, you know, you could sit it down and then you just grind it in, get a little bit of a hit so you can just keep going. That's what I'm talking about. Just a little bit of a hit so you can keep going, so the engine keeps churning and you keep moving and you look for the good in life, you know, because it's out there. They said it couldn't be done. We found some expensive, you know what I mean? Some of that expensive shit in Manila, but it was worth it. And, you know, you're going all the way out. 15 euros a gram in Finland because it's illegal. 20 grams, $20 for 3.5 grams if I'm in Vegas. And then now I'm paying $30 for a gram. It's probably the most expensive gram I've ever bought, but I'm also the furthest into the Pacific Ocean that I've ever been, where over here we got the South China Seas, and over there we got endless Pacific Ocean. It's just so big. It's bigger than any continent. So, you know, it baffles the mind that you could be at the right time with the synchronicity of the full moon and the sunset, meeting the right people that you needed to meet, getting everybody to join Weed Club because they already know what it is. And that way, when you need to come to the Philippines to find weed, right, we can send you to the right people and they can still stay out of trouble. It's all about sourcing and smoking safely. I should have grabbed my goddamn Weed Club card, but first of all, First World Weed Club is you don't talk about Weed Club. You know, it's just a quick introduction, as if you were into the bus stop and you asked somebody that was smoking a joint, yo, hey, where'd you get it, how much it is, and where can I smoke it? Very simple questions, but I was sick of seeing people get arrested in the same spots. I'm sick of seeing people give weird looks or can't say the W word, as if weed isn't an element, as if it's not even something that's been grown in Southeast Asia for 4,000, 5,000 years, and that people are looking to make it elevated, to make it legalized, and stop persecuting people for something that is harmless, because everybody came together as strangers, but we left as family, and all we did was just eat, listen to music, and they played music. They had the handpan, they had the drums, you know what I mean, and even the neighbor comes, and all these things. And shit, I got a phone call, baby. Let me see, let's answer. Go through. And isn't that life? You know, life has a way of making us find a way. And that's why I made the shirt Figure It Out, because you want to figure it out within yourself. Not only that you don't need weed, what you need is a family, you know? And in a family, you find people that have information. You get invitations. You get a position in a tribe where before you were all lonely and all by yourself. Now we have family and we're invited to the best spots, you know? So, you know, I'm grateful as fuck. It was such a beautiful day that I can just manifest, go swipe my way. And I didn't even have to swipe. I don't know why my phone doesn't want to go. Welcome, bro. There he is. I'm still really sick. But we still found our real tribe. They're messaging us right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing. You know? It's a blessing to have a life that I don't have to run from, that I can be brave enough to go down random alleys and still protect my girl and eat with the locals. It takes a lot to find the right woman that can go from fine dining. Anybody could eat fine dining, or maybe they can't. Maybe they're too hood and they can't act right in fine dining. Smash a $36 meal, which is about on par. 3 different meals for $36 on a paradise island with my girl, Michelin rated, and then go to a $5 meal that we all ate. 2 tuna slices, was cooked by our friends in their apartment, or not even apartment, in their bungalow that they created basically themselves. And you know, foreigners come, travelers go, and it all works out, yo. And then they want to come out to Thailand and make their necklaces. So it's a blessing, you know, to meet people from around the world, and they congratulate us. Yeah, maybe one of them has main character syndrome and he thinks that the music video is all about him, even though we paid our own way, and we're all just trying to help him out, right? You know, in the music video. And Lori called her shot and said she was going to be modeling, and she said she wasn't going to give up to find weed too. And I was just like, I was content on just not having it for 90 days. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's just what it is. Life goes by, and you just let it go. And maybe you go on a sobriety break. You know, nothing has that kind of control over me, and I make sure that that's why it's called Saints Addiction. You know what I mean? I don't want anything to be like, I have to stop my behavior, or I have to stop what I'm doing to be able to function. Weed just doesn't do that to me. So it's not that big of an addiction, right? I wanted to get healthy addictions, like working out and hanging with friends and playing chess and doing things with my life. And that's what we found, you know. So you can join Weed Club literally on Instagram. Find a friend. We're still building out the website, so that way it has a proximity app. Somebody near you, maybe they're in China, maybe they're in Switzerland. Somebody, because a friend with weed is a friend indeed. Somebody that's on the same wavelength as you, someone that can point you in the right direction, tell you how much it is, tell you where not to smoke, tell you where the cops are, you know, all this kind of information while you're smoking in 5 minutes, and then you're all set. And if they do have some weed, don't just take from them, but give them some gas money, you know, little transportation funds. It's not purchasing. It's for them to, you know, go get gas and be able to pick up more gas, you know what I'm saying? And then we go on with our lives, and we make a community of people, like-minded people that have been traveling the world, that don't know anybody and shouldn't be getting in trouble by asking the wrong somebody or smoking in the wrong somewhere. That was the whole plan, and it's happened to me. Yep, as you can see, the book and door. Yep, I wrote the damn thing, spending almost 6 months in South Korean prison, but they wanted 5 years of my life for 3 grams of weed. Yeah, you can say I became an advocate. So this is what I mean by join Weed Club. This is what I mean by your vibe attracts your tribe. This is what I mean by a friend with weed is a friend indeed. Is because I knew playing Hey Mister my whole life, if I can say Hey Mister and find somebody to buy booze from, right, when I'm 14, 15, 16 years old, why can't I say, hey, sir, hey, sir, as they say here, and find somebody that has the smoke. My girl can roll. We had our spliffs, and it was a touchdown all around. We sourced the weed, we sourced the friends, we sourced the happiness, we sourced it all in the end. And right when it was the full moon, and right when we are gonna do a ceremony, and right when we needed the meditation, it's all ready to begin. So I'm just grateful. You know, I even got my hair cut, you know, right in time for the music video. And then they got my whole they got Saint's Addiction in there. I wore my hat. My girl wore her top. So we're in the music video. You know, the marketing don't stop. And the guys kept calling me a Viking because this I do it high on the top, and that turned the girl on. You know what I'm saying? And I can't keep her little model hands off me. I make love on a regular. It's just what I do. It's what I said I wanted to do, man. I just want to travel the world like everyone else says, you know. But I have, and this is my fourth time around the world, and to be able to see sights and see the way that other people live. It's important to me. And as I show it off, well, you can know what I'm saying. I'm grateful that the guys stopped drilling, baby. Drill, baby, drill. Let's go. So we're going to do it just like this. I'm not working outside. You know, I can go to the ocean when I want to. I can choose what breakfast I want to live. You know, it reminds me of Puerto Rico. It reminds me of California. You know, some of the plants, you know, the shanty towns. Everybody's got just a little bit, but they're happier than us, you know, and that's what it takes. You know, we're sitting here in a full ass apartment with the swimming pool, but right next to it is not so cool, right? There's the swimming pool, but right next to it, more trash, more nature, you know? It's hard to describe without people seeing it on live, you know, just how real it is out here, that there really is a whole nother life. And we're sleeping on the other side, where I'm sitting here making $600 in a day, US dollars, because of my intelligence and my business and my hustle. And then I can go eat world-class meals with my girl, and she's tall, skinny, and beautiful, right? And she loves me, you know, as much as I love her. And we're making love around the world, smoking weed and enjoying things. Yep, the weight came off, thankfully. You know, we're in shape. You know, we're active. You know, we can get on the boat, jump on ourselves, go play frisbee with everyone else, and the kids love the frisbee, bro. It's such a blessing. So to see life on the other side, to see Join We Club go worldwide, and to see my logos grow, it's been a blessing, you know. I wish I would have brought my shirts. I wanted to just travel, but these boys will come to Thailand, and we'll make sure that we'll get them some Saints Addiction gear with marijuana inspired. But I'm grateful that I can just be here in the shade, chilling with y'all, talking about the world and seeing different environments, right? Different continents, you know, just the way that this whole thing has been shaped. It's been amazing to me. So it's a blessing, you know. It's not a stressing. This is the life that they stopped drilling, drill baby drill over here, and you can start seeing the ocean over there. And to walk through, you know, the hood all the way down, you know, when we went up that way, it was a full-on casino getting built, and I felt like I was in Vegas. Then we walked through the favelas in the hood and found our own way to see the catamarans and the bat caves, and then we're still going to rent a kayak and go to the caves. It's such a blessing, you know. So there is weed in the Philippines. You just have to be careful of who you ask, and you can't just be asking out on the street, because there's so many cops there, there's so many people watching, and it's just very, very frustrating. So I tell people this so that they don't get in trouble. The locals especially, they got more to lose than some tourists that just come up and say, hey, I like smoking weed, you know, here's some money, and then the cop can see, and then they're in trouble, you know what I mean? No, I developed the system. The system will work, and that's all it's about, is work the system. Keep coming. It works, right? All of us, we all got systems. We all got things in our systems, things that play, you know, and I work them every day. Yep, work all my systems every day. Full on Join We Club or NSEC or Sight in a Sec or whatever it is. I'm always hustling. And just grateful, man, because that was the biggest dream I ever wanted, was someone to love, you know. And well, first of all, a successful business, because that comes first and foremost, and that I can just eat what I want, wherever I want, whenever I want. I didn't even have to swipe it. My phone came like this close. Boop, $36. Best fucking breakfast ever. Sunnyside Cafe. Come back for a smoke. Homies are handing us the pen. We're smoking concentrates. Woo! Got high as giraffe's pussy. High as a kite. Feeling all right. My girlfriend's smiling and happy. And she's like, you're fucking magic, bro. And I said, Mark's ain't magic. Because I've been doing this for a hot minute. Asking the right people. Having the right vibe. And going to the right places. It's a fucking blessing. This is Saints Addiction. I literally love my life. And this is why. It's like, because everything I put my mind to, it happened. It's going to take a little bit of discipline. And you're going to want a bucket. Trust me. You know, everybody wants what they want, but you can't have it all. You got to let go of some, you know, get some out of your cup so new stuff comes in. I have to pack up all my shit for me to begin. It's in a spare bedroom at my mom's apartment, but it's just shit. And I realized that I could easily die multiple times. And guess what? Somebody would get rid of it. And all the things that you own end up owning you. Isn't that right, Rooster Cock-a-doodle-doo? So, you know, you got to look at it from through you, from your perspective, and get a perception. You know, most people have a perception, but they don't have perspective. You know, and then get that perspective that I too can be what I want to be, and I can do whatever I want to do. And my dreams scared me, bro. They scared me. I was crying in the car. I was crying in the truck. Sleeping in the car. Fearing it all. But guess what? I got up and I kept it moving. I said, I don't need to be addicted to sugar no more. I want to have some abs, baby. Let's go, bro. Saints Addiction. Let's go. This is Sparta. And then as soon as I get a connection, I can start educating, you know, the children in the streets, and Lori giving them little matchboxes, and just being friendly, you know, just saying hey, hi to people, and they can tell from your vibe that you're not a cop, that you have copped many a times with many people, and you know how to smoke, and you know how to talk, and you know how to walk. So it's time to walk the talk, baby. Let's take it on a move. Let's see it go somewhere. Let's be intrepid. Let's be brave. Let's back up what we say. You know, don't just let them whisper to you. Take your visions and take them on a journey. You know, see how far you can go, and see how far you can take your mind, body, and soul. You know, that's mind, body, and soul. And that's what Saints Addiction's all about, baby. Mind, body, and soul. I'm grateful. You know, I'm grateful to get my body back. I'm going to be 46 years old next month. Yep, April 21st, God willing. Birthday's on shirts. And I'm also spreading my designs worldwide, and people want in on it. They're following the page. They love it. They're like, oh, you're on YouTube, and they want to subscribe. And I'm like, yeah, because I live my life. You know, I don't just love my life. I love my life! Right? I love my life. I don't just love my life. I show how I love my life. You know, I live it. You know what I mean? And it's show over tell. So when we were kids, we used to do the show and tell. Guess what? Over here, it's show over tell, because everybody has a show inside them, but they might not tell you about it. And it's a high time that you do something with your life, because time going by, but maybe you're not living it as full as you can. And that's this morning's motivation. If you got anything out of this show, you already know, like, share, and subscribe below. Definitely go over to join, Join, not joint, join Weed Club, all right? Join Weed Club. Got Weed Club cards. It's a private page on Instagram. No cops allowed. It's only referred to those that have been vouched for and have smoked before. And that's the blessing, baby. Not the stressings, that we can just make our minds and make our lives and see the world and eat what we want to do, do what we want to do, eat what we want to eat. And last I checked, by Tony Robbins' definition, that's the definition of success: doing what you want for as long as you want, with who you want, wherever you want. Boom, definition of success. And I said, that's good enough for me right there. And that's all that I wanted to do was 420 and eat, have people join Weed Club, buy some Saints Addiction gear, go travel some more, and have no fear. Peace and love. And as always, Chigaton. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. But the other side of your fear. the other side of your excuses, the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace. Cock-a-doodle-doo, baby.